Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. Today we are going to be talking about why you're not hitting your fitness goals, but the way that I'm going to talk about it today is going to be different than you may have heard in the past. And I'm really excited about this because I feel like this is something, as I was taking notes for this podcast, I found myself thinking, wow, if I had been taught this earlier on in my own fitness journey, I think it would have definitely simplified things for me in a huge way, but it also would have cut so much time, so many years actually off the journey, and so much stress of trying to figure things out if I would have only been able to put these tools into action sooner for myself. So you've tried different diets, tried different things, and you can't seem to make it work for you. You can't seem to stay on track. You can't get the results that you want to see long-term anyway. And it's frustrating because you feel like you're putting in the work and maybe you're doing things that you see other people doing and it's working for them and it's not working for you. So you start eating clean, you do it for a while, and then you quit. You purchase a Planet Fitness membership and you're going strong for a few weeks, maybe even a few months. And then you're burnt out. You don't know what to do once you get there. And so you quit or you don't go as often. You cut out the carbs and then you're thinking, God, I love carbs. And then you give in to your cravings and it's so frustrating. Like, what is going on? How can some people do this and I can't? Why is this not working for me? And why does this have to be so hard as well? Those are all things that I've been through myself, and I'm sure that you have too. So a lot of people look at this and just think like, well, obviously you're doing the wrong things, right? But why are you doing the wrong things? And the reason is that I found in my own journey, the reason that I found with my own ladies when I'm coaching is you're setting the wrong goals. You have the wrong vision of what you want to get out of this whole fitness journey. You're picturing the wrong ending, or maybe you're not thinking about the real ending at all. You're not thinking about the process really and how you want to look and feel. You're not thinking about, and this is huge, the type of person that you want to be. When you start a fitness journey, you're mainly thinking about the number on the scale, your jean size, and looking smaller. And yeah, some people will say, well, I want to be healthier, right? If you're setting a New Year's resolution to quote unquote be healthier, but what does that even look like? The action steps that you're taking with a very vague goal of looking healthier is, do we even know what those action steps are sometimes? Probably not. We're taking a stab in the dark. So what this really comes down to is, like I said, you're setting the wrong goals, which is then causing you to take the wrong action. So if you picture two women, and this can actually be one woman starting off one way and transforming into the other kind of woman, which I find almost 100% of the time when I'm coaching my ladies, and this was my transformation as well, is if you picture a woman who thinks about losing weight, getting healthy, and her main reason is she gets on the scale and she's like, oh, I just want that number to be smaller. I need to lose weight. She puts on her jeans and again thinks, oh my gosh, I'm not even fitting in these jeans anymore. Or, God, I have to go up a jean size. Or I just bought these jeans and I need the jean size to be smaller. Or looking in the mirror and thinking, oh my gosh, I used to be so much smaller. I used to be fit. I need to be smaller and fit again. That woman who wants to lose weight, get a smaller jean size, look smaller, be smaller, that woman is going to take action in a different way than a woman whose goals are to be confident, look fit, be stronger, have energy, right? So those are the difference in the goals that you're setting. The difference of just losing weight and being smaller than the goal of kicking ass, being a badass, and being confident. Those goals have different actions attached to them. And the second person, who wants to be confident, she is really looking at how she wants to look and feel and behave and think and that type of person she wants to be. And that will fuel her more long term. And the first person is thinking just about how small she wants to be, very restrictive mindset. And so if you think about how that can really transform your actions and how you feel about it in general, actually, because if you're thinking you just want a smaller number on the scale, you want smaller jeans, look smaller, you're going to have to, I'm sure for most women that consists of doing more cardio and eating less. That's all restrictive, which that's not the way to get the body you want, by the way, but that's another episode. That's very restrictive and that's coming from a very negative place. Whereas if you want to look strong and be confident and have energy, that's coming from a place of I can do this and I want to be better. Those are completely different backgrounds, different whys, and different motivations also for going after those goals. Along with, if you are, and I want you to be the second kind of person, I hope that you're listening to this thinking, wow, I've never thought about this like that. I need to, that's ultimately what I want. Like by thinking I want the number on the scale to be smaller, that yes, I will love myself more and I'll have that confidence. You're thinking maybe subliminally that will come with that. But you're kind of doing it backwards. And so the forefront of your goal needs to be these other things, the I cans and the I get tos and the thinking big about yourself. So I want you to feel strong and look strong and feel and look confident and have energy. I want you to know what foods to eat. I want you to be able to go into a grocery store and know that, first of all, you can have some processed foods. You can shop the middle aisles, to know what foods are consisted of what and what that does to your body, ultimately, how to fuel your body to have that energy and confidence. I want you to walk into a party and not think you have to use a cheat day on the meals there. I want you to walk up to a table of food at that party and know exactly not what you can and can't have, but how this fuels your body differently and maybe how you're going to feel after you're able to eat a cupcake at a party and not feel bad and not have to use a quote unquote cheat meal. I want you to be able to not cut out food groups and realize that all these food groups, like we learned in elementary school, have the food pyramid, they all have a reason why we need to eat them and they all have different benefits for your body and they're very much needed. I want you to have that knowledge. And think about this as a mom. I want you to be able to teach and model certain behaviors for your daughters and for your children. That was huge for me. I wanted to, I had caught myself, a few times saying things like, oh, I look so fat in this, or, oh, I need my legs to be smaller, or, things like that. And as my daughter was growing up, I remember, catching her a few times, nitpicking her body and how that made me feel. I didn't necessarily think of it as my fault, but just hearing her nitpick her body and thinking, oh, she has negative thoughts about this already. And then I think it turned into, for me, like, well, I could be better about teaching my daughter, my children, really anyone around me, but let's as a mom focus on our children, how to model better behaviors around our kids. And I want my daughter to feel comfortable. I want my kids to feel confident. I want them to know protein is good for you and lifting weights are good for you and being strong and having strong legs, which was one of my main insecurities growing up. I want them to know what's okay and that it's okay to, be strong and eat a certain way and to have Oreos and just to have a positive body image and mindset. So those are the goals that you should keep in mind. This is really the only way to maintain this lifestyle long-term is to have the correct outcome in mind and to have a really thorough outcome in mind, I think. You may also be thinking right now that you're not sure of what you want, like that this all sounds really good, Christy, but I'm not sure. Like right now, I'm really just thinking I just want to lose weight. You might be thinking that. And honestly, that's okay. But I want to encourage you to think big and to really sit down and even, kind of write down some of the things that I talked about and think about some of the things that you want for yourself. And not even put together an action plan, so to speak, if you don't want to right off the bat. In future episodes, we will be talking about different things that you can do, obviously, to reach your goals and what that looks like. But at the end of the day, what I really want you to take away from this is that having a clear path of how you want to feel, the type of person you want to be, I'm going to say that on repeat, that is going to be so important, so much more important than the number on the scale and your jean size, because the actions that you're going to take are going to make you such a different person at the end of this journey. Not even at the end of this, it's all about the process. But I guess when you do reach the goal that you set for yourself, you will be a different kind of person if your goal is to be confident and have energy than a person who just wants to lose weight and has maybe cut out so many foods and so many calories and run themselves into the ground trying to get to that goal. Both will meet their goal, but how you will feel at the end of that goal will be so much different. So I will leave you with the thought of really sitting down and thinking out your end goal and thinking big for yourself. Like I said, you might be thinking this is overwhelming and you don't, maybe even the thought of being strong is kind of scary as a woman. I know at the beginning of my journey, it was. I didn't want to have huge muscles and look manly, and trust me, you won't, but maybe that's a little bit scary. But if it's something that you're even toying with the idea of just feeling strong and badass and walking into a gym and owning the squat rack and just feeling really good, loving your body and looking fit, if that's a goal that you have, write it down. And if it's scary, that's okay. But the bigger you dream for yourself, the better action you will take, the more motivated you will be, and the more aligned you will be with that goal, and you'll be able to stick to it. So I hope that this episode really brought some clarity to you as far as, yeah, you can hit your goals. And the reason you maybe haven't hit your goals is not your fault. It's just because you've been setting the wrong goals or having the wrong vision for yourself. And I want to empower you today to know that you can be whatever version of yourself you want to be. You just have to dream big and know that you can do it. Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.